Hello friends, welcome again to my channel. So friends, today's topic of discussion is the 20th century poetic drama. Actually, this topic was requested by one viewer 5 months ago. And trust me, I really forgot to make a video on this topic. So please forgive me for that. Now let's start discussing the poetic drama of the 20th century. So poetic drama or verse drama or poetic play is a kind of literary revolution of the 20th century. And this form of drama of the modern age is nothing new because it has its roots in the ancient world. The works of classical Greece were essentially poetic. Even the works of Aristotle to Dryden, even Shakespeare wrote plays in verse form. So, the 16th and the 17th century were the great ages of poetic drama in various parts of Europe, but it started to decline in the 18th and 19th centuries, except in Germany due to unfavorable circumstances or unfavorable conditions. Actually, in the 19th century, the writers were more interested in writing realistic plays. Take for example Henrik Ibsen. Henrik Ibsen is called as a father of realism. Though Ibsen's early poetic and cinematic play was Peer Gynt, but after this he abandoned verse and wrote in realistic prose. And this example of writing drama in realistic prose was followed by G.B. Shaw, Galsworth. And there comes the problem plays, which deals with the problems of marriage, law, justice of society, etc. Okay. So against this background of stern realism, there was an increasing tendency to move towards the imaginative and poetic drama. And as a matter of fact, the verse drama or poetic drama is found a quite dominant force in the modern theatre. But from 1890 to 1930, the pure poetic drama almost non-existed in England. So during this time, actually the verse drama or the poetic drama could not gain much ground of importance because much dramatists of the period were interested in realistic drama. But then it was in the 1930s that the poetic drama began to popularize in the hands of T.S. Eliot. So you can say that the poetic drama is a mixture of high seriousness and colloquial element. It is the combination of both the tradition and experiment, as well as it is the combination of both the ancient and the new. In short, it is said that the vehicle of poetic drama is verse, and verse is also the medium of expression, and the mechanism of poetic drama is imagery, and its substance is myth, and its binding force is musical pattern. So actually, the 20th century British theatre is commonly believed to have started in Dublin, which is situated in Ireland, with the foundation of the Irish literary theatre by W.B. Yeats, Lady Gregory and James Synge. Because as I said before that, in Europe, there found a decline in poetical play in the 18th and 19th centuries. So W.B. Yeats in the Irish Literary Theatre, which is also known as the Abbey Theatre, there he tried to revive the poetic drama. He almost wrote 26 poetic dramas. But actually, he didn't succeed to popularize this form of drama. But then in the 1930s, it was T.S. Eliot who succeeded in establishing this poetic drama. But still we have to mention that W.B. Yeats contributed a lot in this poetic drama. So before T.S. Eliot or T.S. Eliot, some dramatists like Stephen Phillips, John Masefield, Gordon Bottomley, Flecker and John Drinkwater, they also contributed in the development of poetic drama. So W.B. Yeats' plays like The Countess Kathleen, The Land of Heart's Desire, The Shadowy Waters, The Hour of Glass, these plays mark the imaginative propensity and the lyrical grace of the poetic drama. So after W.B. Yeats, we have Stephen Phillips, who is also known as the pioneer of the verse drama in the Abbey Theatre. He remains strictly faithful in the poetic style, and his successful poetic dramas or verse dramas are Paola and Francesca, Herod, Ulysses, the Scene of David, Hero, etc. After this we have Masefield, whose dramatic works like Philip the King, The Faithful, Good Friday, A King's Daughter, The Coming of Christ, The Trial of Jesus, all these plays bear the stamp of an artistic synthesis of prose and verse, of dramatic dialogue and choral interludes. So these plays are also called prose poetry. Actually, poetic drama is not merely a drama which is written in verse form, because prose may be also its effective medium. So we can say that poetic drama is a blending of poetic and dramatic elements in a fruitful union. But here, poetry is an integral part of this play. And another notable writer is James Synge, who is also another important name in the history of poetic drama in the Irish theatre. But actually, at first he wrote realistic writings. But he is not a mere realist, he is also a dreamer, a visionary. Thus, he has contributed to the development of Irish school of imaginative plays. Though Synge didn't write poetic drama in the truest sense, but still his plays are truly poetic in the lyrical grace and appeal. And the possibility of the poetic drama in prose is shown by him in his play The Riders to a Sea, which is a masterpiece of prose poetry. After this, we have the name John Drinkwater. Though Drinkwater lacks the brilliance of Yeats's or Eliot's symbolic or prophetic vision, but still his dramatic craftsmanship in the plays like The God of Quiet, X is equal to O, A Night of the Trojan War, and The Storm is well coupled with his poetic grace. So in the revival of poetic drama in the 20th century modern theatre, T.S. Eliot, Gordon Bottomley, Abercrombie, W.H. Auden, then Stephen Spender, Christopher Fry, Christopher Isherwood, they are the important names. So at first Abercrombie and Dr. Gordon Bottomley came forward to the rescue of the English dramatists when it was on the verge of decline. Abercrombie's poetic dramas like The Deserter, The Phoenix, The End of the World, The Staircase, etc. are of vital importance in the development in the growth of poetic drama. Then there comes Dr. Gordon Bottomley. He actually looked at the classical drama of Greece and tried to make a new start in the form of verse drama. So his notable poetic dramas or verse dramas are King Lear's Wife, Midsummer's Eve, etc. So now we have the dramas of T.S. Eliot. So The Murder in the Cathedral, The Family Reunion, The Cocktail Party, The Confidential Clerk, The Elder Statesman, they are the celebrated specimen of poetic drama. Actually, Eliot's plays are idealistic. He nicely transcribes the dramatic subjects with his high thought and conflicting ideas in lyrical passages. So than any other verse dramatist, T.S. Eliot is more serious and didactic in his dramatic works. Then W.H. Auden and Christopher Isherwood's joint plays like The Dog Beneath the Skin, The Ascent of F6, On the Frontier, they are actually played an important role in the development of poetic drama. Then we have Stephen Spender's Trial of Judge, and after this we have the dramas like The Zeal of Thy House, The Devil to Play by Miss Sayre. These plays are also quite important. And then we have Christopher Fry. So after W.B. Yeats and T.S. Eliot, Christopher Fry has given the most effective stimulus in poetic drama. His verse plays of the 1940s and the early 1950s like The Boy with a Cart, A Phoenix Too Frequent, The First Baron, The Ladies Not for Burning, A Sleep of Prisoners, they seem to have achieved a new exuberance for the modern poetic play. So this was the whole discussion about poetic play. Hope that this video will broadly help you. So thank you so much for watching this video.